had white a looking glass.
Because if you take heed to him and you sitting back and you watching him and paying attention to the way he move, you're gonna understand that this guy ain't right, man. The scriptures goes into how he's estranged from the womb, man. He can't get right, man. He's not gonna do anything that you can really be trustworthy of him with. It may seem like he's trying to do something in your benefit, but he has an alternative motive, man. He's not gonna fully fulfill anything that's gonna help you, man.
There's no such thing as a good white man.
Point blank, period.
Back in verse 11, and you shall know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
It's gonna come back, man. Just like he's gonna pretend he's a decent human being. That serpent is gonna come to fruition, man. It's a part of his DNA. He cannot just suppress it for too long, man. All right.
Can you give me I got something real quick.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 19. Confidence in the unfaithful man in the time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint.
It ain't gonna work. It just ain't gonna work, man. I mean, how far or how much can you trust in a broken foot or a limb out of joint? You know what I'm saying? If you gotta run from a prey, man, it's not. You're not gonna be able to do it. You can't depend on it, man. So how much more are you gonna be able to not depend on this devil, man, when it comes to having you in a good position? Can you read that one more time, brother?
This is Proverbs 25 and 19. Confidence in the unfaithful man in the time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint.
Confidence, man. So you have confidence in God. You believe that what he say is gonna come to pass. He's gonna help you. You trusting in his word, man. You know what the scripture says, woe to him that go down to Egypt for help, man. So you're trusting that this man is going to have your interests at heart. You're trusting that you're going to be able to have, you know what I'm saying, a better life, you know what I'm saying, in society, man. Trusting these devils, man. But, you know, on the other hand, he got his AI, he pushing, his MODTB, he pushing, this technocracy he's pushing. You know, there's no longer going to be a United States government, man. There's going to be a government run by techs, man, and scientists, man. You know?
Quick one. Jeremiah 17:5. Thus said Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusts in man, and make flesh his arm, and whose heart depart from Yahweh.
Right, because we don't supposed to trust in man, man. Okay? How you gonna trust in man? You a man. You supposed to trust on the power on high, man. You know, be steadfast, unmovable. You know what I'm saying? Lean not to your own understanding, that the scriptures say. We supposed to trust in how about me outside, man. You know, how you gonna trust the creator? I mean, the creation more than the creator, man. You know, and like I say, you know, this devil has a track record, man, of his the way his contracts and covenants he keep with people. He don't even keep his own word, man, to his own kind, his own people. So how do you expect him to keep a word with you, man? You're his enemy, and vice versa, man. Only difference is, excluding the Lord's elect, our people don't understand that this devil is their enemy. But you can best believe he knows that who his enemy is, man. You know what? This devil said that when Isaac passed, Esau said what? I will slay my brother Jacob, man. He has that perpetual hatred, man, and that hasn't stopped. That hasn't ceased. It's continuing on, and it's about to, you know what I'm saying, be ignited again, man, in its full content.
Hosea 4:6. You got something? Okay.
James chapter 7, verse 20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and mouth that spake very great things. It's Daniel chapter 7, verse 20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell.
All right, so what's the 10 horns? The EU. The 10 horns are the EU. All right? Those vassal states that believe in that ideology are wrong, man. But to offset prophecy, you know, they added more states or more countries, like or more countries, and now you have what, the EU. All right, go ahead, bro.
And even of that horn that had eyes,
Read it, then the other three. Go back to the three that failed.
and, be, and before whom,
Start over again. I miss you.
this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 20,
All right, now you're 7 and 20. Go ahead.
and of the 10 horns that were in his head,
All right, now the 10 horns again is what? Now the EU. Go ahead.
and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell,
All right, now what's the 3 that failed? Spain, Britain, Spain, France, and Great Britain. Okay, and then you have what? The birth of America. All right,
even of that horn that had eyes, in a mouth that spake very great
if I
things,
could just say something, the horn is what? It's a rulership, power. Okay, going into what the existence of America, man. Because those 3 had to fall prior to what? The rulership of America.
And can I say this too?
Yeah.
But in what you call it? A rhinoceros. His power is what? That horn.
Right. Oh,
It's that horn. So but when they cut his horn off, he's defenseless.
which be what? Their military might.
But I mean, that pretty much is going to speaking of great things. Going back to Trump, man, all these sweet lies he's telling people, man. You know, all the things he's gonna do, you know, and undo that Joe Biden has done that he making it look like was, you know, oppressing all the people. But you know, regardless, whatever they do, it's still gonna be oppression on the people, man, because they're pushing toward their agenda, which is the NWO, man. So there's no agenda to make America great again in the sense for the people, man. You know, it's to make America great again for the elite and their this digital technical technocracy they try to push, man.
Finish that scripture off for the brother.
in a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
Right, man. So that's why he, you know, kind of gonna be the 51st state. You know, we're gonna turn the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Putin, you better stop the war. It's gonna be a problem. This is this man trying to be more stout than his fellows, man. You know, he's looking down on everybody because what? America, this powerhouse. He feel like that America's over everybody, man. You know, everybody got to bow down to the beast, man. You know, but it sounds good and it's looking good, but you know what I'm saying? The scripture goes to how the weak, let the weak say that I'm strong, man. These other nations are gonna start teaming up, man. You know, Russia, Iran, Turkey, you know, amongst other nations gonna start teaming up, and they're gonna come against the devil, man. You know, and Trump, man, it was really a no-brainer he's gonna be in office because just speaking as a man, all the shit that he was doing, as far as they taking him to court, giving him all these fines and shit, having him on TV talking bad about him, that really, you know, like I said, I'm speaking as a man, that was like a what's that ritual?
Humiliation ritual?
When they embarrassing you and shit. Humiliation ritual, man. You know, he went through all that shit to secure the seat in the Oval Office, man. Because he's that outlet to all these other people. Because what? He's a businessman, man. And this technical system they coming with is a business type situation, man. It's not no governmental type running shit, you know?
That's why it's called the technocracy. Meaning what? That the expertise comes from what? Technical experts, man.
Yep.
Which has nothing to do with government policy. Man.
Right.
Yeah, those are going to be the decision makers in the so-called next order to come, which is a new world order.
Right.
We got you the technical experts, the engineers, and the scientists, or these different doctors. And we saw a prelude of that with the C-19 issue. Who you saw in the forefront for the most part?
The shark.
Yeah, Fauci.
Yeah.
You know, he was really doing the bidding of Trump and the elites in that part. So how much more would they actually prevent this new pandemic that's coming?
Right. And the reason why you have these technical experts Let's go to Psalm 49 and verse 11. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And the reason why I brought that up, because even when you go into that inward thought, it all goes into the development and the attainment of what? The New World Order. But also the houses in the Hebrew it's bayat. And the definition for bayat is what? It's symbolic for what? Souls, spirits, meaning what? Also, they want to merge man with machine, transhumanism, which means what? To change human. So that's the reason why you have to have a technocracy within the objective of the New World Order, man.
Right. Because what are these politicians, what the fuck do they know when it comes to like science and, you know, these different things, technology? They don't know shit, man. They used to dealing with, you know what I'm saying, these regular ways of doing law and order, man. But see, now you got what? Bill, say his name, the Gates of Hell, and, you know what I'm saying, Zuckerberg, and, who the fuck else? Yeah. Three Musketeers. You know, you got all these guys. J-Bo.
Yeah,
you know,
these different CEOs, these artificial intelligence companies.
Yeah. Some we don't even know. Never heard of. You know, this is almost like I guess another shadow government in a sense, man. They play in the background, and they're giving this illusion that America is still like a GOP state, but it's really gonna be like brother said, a technocracy, man.
Yeah, this society or this government is about to push what? Fascism, right? That's where we're headed, man. That's the reason why Elon Musk did that salute. And a lot of brothers think that goes back to pagan Roman Empire, but really it goes back to a drawing in 1784 by the name of Jacques. And I want to say going into the Brothers of the Herodi, man. But after that, you know what I'm saying, that's when Mussolini adopted that gesture as well as Hitler, man. Precept, bro. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. And he has, Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon.
That beast going to this Edomite supremacy, fashioned after NATO and the EU. You know, and it's really patterned after what? Pagan Roman Empire. And more so the pagan Western Roman Empire. You know?
And another point, the reason why it's a beast system, it has nothing to do with the law, statutes, and the commandments.
Yeah.
You know, it goes into, they believe in Satanism.
If I may add, beast goes back to your beast nature.
Right.
So these are different kingdoms that their philosophy was basically anti-Yahweh.
That's right.
Because to give context, and the Most High breathed the breath of life into Adam, those laws, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so part of that beast system, they going back to Satanism. Satanism is live beastly.
That's right.
Live beastly.
Sensual, you always bring it out.
Sensuality, yeah, carnality.
No discipline.
And when you're in your flesh like that, you're disconnected from Yahweh.
That's right.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, we're seeing so many examples of them marking that leadership of the system. Obey your thirst.
Yeah.
You know, just do it.
Yeah.
You know, by any means necessary.
Why wait?
YOLO.
You know, it's pretty much, you know, after your innate nature, man. That's what it's going by. You know.
This is Job chapter 10, verse 21. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness, as darkness itself.
I make a point. And hey, America has to be the shadow of death. Now alcohol causes cancer, Pop Tarts. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Without basically you dying from something, from the air, the water, your food. You know what I'm saying? Your so-called medication regimen, the things you watch on TV, everything that brings so-called life in this existence promotes what? Your carnal death.
No, there's an idea that people like to entertain. It's called a solar punk society. And it's kind of like Wakanda. Wakanda was classified as like an Afro solar punk, in the sense that the technology was in tune with nature. or people's civilization was in harmony with nature. So the buildings and everything that was existing, it didn't interrupt nature. See, Esau society, it interrupts nature. It's not in harmony with nature.
Like concrete.
Like concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that's deleterious to Earth, one of the things that's harmful to Earth is your very existence. That's why Joe Rogan said if you look at the planet Earth from a satellite view, we are a cancer in the planet Earth. So your very civilization is the shadow of death. Because if you do right by the earth is gonna do right by you. If you keep the land Shabbat, then the earth is gonna give you vibrant food, vibrant vegetation. All right? Go ahead.
No, I'm just reading where you at.
If you let the animals, reproduce, kill off all the animals, America was fat with buffalo. If you don't interrupt the waters, then the water's gonna go through their natural cycles, and they're gonna go through their channels of minerals. They're gonna absorb those minerals, those gemstones. So if you do right by the earth, earth is gonna do right by you. So Esau had been doing right by the earth. Now we're all decaying.
Hey, that makes sense because the earth, the Most High gave a spirit, so it was a self-governing spirit.
I think it's called the Schumann frequency. It's basically the earth pulsating at about 7-point-something hertz. The earth actually breathes. It's at about 7-something hertz. So the earth actually it pulsates.
It's a spirit.
It's a spirit. You have to downplay the natural inhabitants of the earth, like Gad and Reuben, like they're primitive, but they understood these principles, man. Treat her right, and she'll treat you right.
That's why when you look at the earth from a satellite view, it looks like you done been whipped, like slashed. Like you see, like on them slave backs, how they have all them cuttings in their backs and stuff like that. That's how the earth looks from a satellite view, man. And the reason why, because the earth is on the course without the inhabitants thereof. Who's that main inhabitant? Esau Edom, man.
Ashashta.
Yeah, Ashashta. He's the slum lord of the earth. And that's due to his mismanagement, how he's been doing the Most High's law, statutes, commandments.
Like the drilling for oil, man. And you go into it, I don't want to go into it, man, about Mother Earth, man. You constantly drilling, you can't do that to a woman, man. You're gonna tap her out, man. She's gonna be deleted. She can't continue to take all that penetration, man. Her body has to heal. That's why you gotta respect the land, Sabbath.
And that's why because that's equivalent to a woman being on her cycle. And Jacob drilled a woman on her cycle. All right, you're tilling your earth on your cycle, but that's Esau dealing with this earth. So just imagine, you've been drilling in the earth since the 1800s. You've been crossbreeding plants. You've been doing intensive commercial farming. You've been failing to keep the land Shabbat for 200, 300 years. So the earth never had a fucking cycle. The earth ain't never had a break for 200, 300 years, man. Animals within the ecosystem, in the ocean and on land and the air, they haven't even had time to reproduce themselves. Hence endangered species. when you look, we're laymen. We're men that just go to work every day. But we know that when you come into power as a kingdom, you have to create a system that's sustainable and in harmony with the earth.
Got you. And this is Genesis 1 and 11. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And the Elohim saw that it was good. And the reason why I brought that out, it shows you that earth is a mother. She gave birth. She was able to bring forth what? Yielding seed. So that shows you that the earth has to have a spirit in order to give life to the plants. The verbiage.
Now I'm saying, notice when the Elohim, they receive those instructions from the Heavenly Father Yahweh, where they say, we're good. According to the Hebrew word, tawab, which goes to pleasant to nature. So everything that Esau does is displeasant to nature, man. That's why, again, everything is on the course with his son.
Because even when you defecate, right, like when we were camping, you dug a hole in the ground and you put your fecal down. But that's bad for earth. And even when cows defecate, so everything it's pieces of nature.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle, man. Because cycles, another word for cycle is systems. So the Most High has all types of ecosystems within the earth, man. All types of systems. It allows the earth to reproduce and replenish itself, man. All right, it allows the mother to flourish because we all are offspring. We sprung off the earth. These bodies are sprung from the earth. Our spirit sprung from Yahweh. But these bodies are offspring of the earth. That's why when your spirit goes back to the Most High, the body feeds the earth. It's a circle of life. Decompose.
Even my father, man, when he would do his garden, he always had two spots, man. He'll have a garden in this particular area, maybe 2 years, man. And then, you know what I'm saying, he'll get the other garden. He'll open it for the cows to go in there, eat the grass, defecate, fertilize, you know what I'm saying, the grass, the area, whatever. And he'll use the other side for the garden that following planting season, the harvest season, man. But he kept rotating. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it allows that particular ground area to rejuvenate. You know what I'm saying? Minerals build back up. The cows using the bathroom in there, it's breaking down, it's getting the soil, making it rich. Therefore, when you do go back, you get the seed was born into the earth, then Mother Earth put the seed in the ground, and what? After a little while, she started having children, which is gonna be your food. Yeah.
Hey, so real quick to back up Elder Z, hey, this is Genesis 1:20, and the Elohim said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature."
The earth water broke.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you learn? And we learn all these things through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shai from our apostles, man. I give you the gift of
Yeah, well, this is back into Genesis 1:20. The Elohim said, "Bring forth abundantly the moving creature."
those the Adamites.
That's right.
The first race of man.
Yeah.
The moving creature was the Adamites.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
That's
And really what happened was going back to Aratazah, which is earth, being a woman, all right, her water broke. And the way you know we came from that water, what's the percentage of you as far as your water content? 85. Between 70 and 90.
Yeah.
So some sources say 66%, 70%. Some sources say 90%. But everything in your body breaks down to water. Now, if you look at the first diet, going back to Genesis, all right, it said the herb yielding fruit. How much water is fruit? Most fruit is like 90% water. So showing you that we all come from water, and our diet is mostly water. The water, the diet for earthly tabernacle.
Because we would need water before we would need food. If
Right.
we was in a desert or something.
Right, it's right. And guess what? Speaking of desert, what does a lot of those cactuses have within it? Water. So, hey, the most so beautiful, and you learn how to eat. Even in 2000 AD, you learn how to eat just by reading the scriptures. But the point was, us being earthlings, the Aratazah earth water broke, and we sprung up out of water.
I got some heat. Hey, this is back into Genesis chapter 1:20. And the Elohim said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature," like Zipporah said, man as well, "that has life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And the Elohim created great whales and every living creature that moves." Now this is the point. This is Genesis. So like this is Job 40:15. "Behold now, Behemoth, which I made with you, eat grass as it lies." And all these creatures and put it up was at the same time.
The dinosaurs came out too.
That's right. Like you said, the water broke.
And her water broke, man, and the moving creature, hey, that must have been a phenomenal sight. You know?
Hey, but Apostle Gavar always brings this up about his album cover. You can expound on it.
No,
Go ahead.
It was like a rock group,
Yeah.
some type of band,
Yeah.
but the album cover was people arising out of the water.
That's it.
And there are certain pictures you can pull up where people are in the beginning times, and they're cohabitating with dinosaurs, and there might be like a UFO hovering over them, which is a chariot. But in the beginning, that's what it was. That's why you watch the movie. Hey, the days of Noah, Everybody was cohabitating with dinosaurs. There was no such thing as 50 million BC.
Hey, you said something too. Even when you jump up to Genesis 1:1, it tells you in the beginning, the Elohim created the heaven and the earth, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the spirit of the Elohim moved on the face of the waters. When you look up that Hebrew word for move, it goes into hover. So what hovers?
Chariots.
Chariots.
Moving the elements.
Yes, it was Yahweh and 144,000 in chariots manipulating the elements.
Manipulating the elements, man. Ultimately, us, I'm willing.
Hey, but that goes to show you, like you said, why would Esau put a chariot like that or a so-called UFO and people coming out the waters if he didn't know?
Come on, man. He knew. Esau has information. We got faith. He has artifacts.
Right.
We got the truth. He got artifacts, man. He understands that Diluvian world, man. All right, and what I was gonna say, and the importance of water, man. The Most High so bad what he did with the water. He's so bad, right? Because the fruit is mostly water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was our original diet. How many systems in your body function with water? Like they need water to function. Think about it. There's something in your eye. Your divine engineering produces tears to get that something out of your eye. You know, if you have to spit something out, even like if you were a construction worker and you go into an old building, there's a lot of dust. What happens? You start producing mucus.
Or if you feel like you're about to vomit, you get that watery taste.
Yep. Right.
When water comes up,
You gotta, in order to flush your kidneys out, you need water. In order to have a bowel movement that not be constipated, you need water. To sweat, you need water. So our real diet is water.
and that's why Yahweh said what? I am the what? Living water from the
Living-
spiritual sense.
Living water.
So from a spiritual sense and from a fleshly sense, we need water.
And then, if you think about it, fruit is like waters with minerals in it. It's mineral water.
You know what make even more sense? The Esau started capping off on spring water, natural springs that you get water from. They started capping them off, start bottling up everything. And that bottles, you know what I'm saying, the chemicals can cause cancer as well as not allow you later to produce.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Bro.
so yeah, why you have multiple ingredients for bottled water?
Right, like,
You know what I'm saying? Like names you can't even pronounce.
And why is it that when you leave a bottle of water in the car on a hot day, you drink that shit, it tastes weird?
Yeah.
Right. You open it, sound like a soda.
Right.
The chemicals will explode.
Yeah, but it says we drunk our water for money. So one thing that we've been stripped of besides our nationality, we've been stripped of the access to the planet Earth.
And he took the access to the planet Earth. And his brothers y'all going to, he done started destroying. He done started doing everything contrary of the actual balance of how things should go.
This psychopath wants us to eat out of his hand and be his cattle, which is why he wants to put that carotid in us. You know how that farmer walks by his animals and all the cattle like gravitate towards him?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that's the elites, man. They want all the cattle just because he finna eat. The elites finna feed us. It's feeding time, tax time. You know.
You gotta say the ox know his master type. You know,
Yeah.
you know who he is. Just come to him. Look,
Yeah,
He
psychopath.
said that I'm moving on. And this is Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his spirit, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
And the uprightness or the not uprightness is you wired to be contrary to the law.
That's why Paul said there's no such thing as an Edomite.
There's no such thing as good.
Yeah, a good Edomite. A righteous Edomite.
Because your spirit by nature is rebellious. Your spirit, you show it through your rulership. Sirach 10, it tells you, hey, the way of the people is the reflection of the king.
That's right.
So in your rulership, it's destructive because you're destructive.
These people are just like Bible.
Yeah.
It's ugly sit about Yahweh Shah. You read Romans 9th chapter, it goes into about the two children before they were born, referencing to Jacob and Esau, how they did no good and evil. So it's the purpose of election for Yahweh Shah to stand.
That's cold.
You know, and what does it say about like with Esau, how that which crooked cannot be made straight? You know, so he's like the Most High's created player that's destined to do anything that's abominable, wicked, debaucherous, anything that's on the left hand side. But that's a little left hand antagonist on this planet Earth right now.
It tells you about Yahweh's creation. He said 2 and 2 are set against each other. So there has to be, like you said, an antagonist and a protagonist.
You got up, you have down, you have left,
Yeah, right.
you have right, you have day, you have night.
Yep.
Like just like you play a video game back in the day, you could create your own player, and you could do the customized player to your own likings. So that's how the Heavenly Father designed Esau even with evil. You know, he's supported to do the wicked on the earth, man. You know,
He did it.
Just a little more, bro. In verse 5, yea, also because he transgressed by wine.
Yeah, you transgress by wine. What does that mean? You transgress through your philosophies because you persuaded the world that Yahweh's way was oppressive, regressive, played out. And you have something called the age of reason or the age of enlightenment. So this goes back to
Neoclassicism.
say it again.
Neoclassicism.
I'm not familiar with this.
Yeah, the age of enlightenment is around that 1700
Okay.
period.
Okay, so okay. But yeah,
Period
enlightenment.
of the Renaissance.
Okay, the water. That's when they had the science, like they started discovering the planets and stuff. All right, the Galilee, whatever,
Yeah.
allegedly discovered. But age of enlightenment, that in itself is a demonic term. Because it's basically saying we're enlightened now, so that God way was really like some primitive, childish stuff.
Darkness.
It was darkness. Like, oh, a God created everything. Now we're sophisticated because we have science.
Right.
And, you know, and now that's what I was getting to. Your science is really your idol. Science is really your new idol. That's your Baal.
Right.
Technology is really your Baal.
Right.
But enlightenment is basically implying that you were not enlightened when you believed that there was a God. You know? But it's rooted back in your deviant nature. All right?
Back in Habakkuk 2 and 5, neither keeps at home. Who enlarges his desire is hell.
Because you're covetous. Now, how do you manifest your covetousness in today's time? All right, it started with colonization. That was coveting. You had the war on era back in 2001. That was to get the oil. Basically, I did that George Bush speech. We're going to get the oil. You know. So every, no matter what your storyline is, your narrative, so to speak, the end result is when you go to that country and leave, they're poor.
That's right.
And then every time you leave, it's like your partner when he leave your house, you got shit missing, man. All right.
And really, you know what? Since you said that's a point, and it goes back to what Esau's blessing. He should give the fatness of the earth. The fatness of the earth, what? You taking these natural resources from these countries because of your blessing.
And you do it through a propaganda. With America, with America, what's the propaganda? These are pagans, savages. They need to be civilized, killed,
Dictators.
Yeah, these are dictators. We even had a documentary, How to Be a Dictator. They demonized everybody, but the end result was you wanted their resources. You wanted a central bank or a central government in their country, man.
Oh, I think the forum Nazis out there posted this. Allegedly, Gaddafi wanted to give the so-called black people $1 billion, but the government said no. You know?
Because the other nations know we're oppressed.
Right.
You know?
Right. All right, back into Habakkuk chapter 2 and just a little more. Verse 5. Who enlarges his desire is hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied.
Yep.
But gather unto him all nations and heap unto him all people.
And you're going to attempt to do that through the NWO.
Right.
And you're going to make official your possession of the people through your implementation of the prerogative.
And this nigga like literally has the whole world in his hand because of the blessing, but that's still not enough. You still have to put your technology in them to claim them as your people.
You know what I realized about the nature of greed? It's an insatiable vice.
Right.
Like just like lust. If you're in the spirit of lust, you're never
Yeah,
satisfied.
you can't say that's-
But when you the deceitful, the greed is so deceitful, and riches are so deceitful because you're never satisfied. You're always chasing a moving target, man. And the elites are slaves to greed.
Mhm.
And eventually it's gonna destroy you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, just like a obese person. Like they addicted to food, man. They so greedy they can't get enough. And eventually they just their whole system is gonna eventually shut down. You know?
Hey, that's why it says in Job 20 when he's about to fill his belly. Right when you think about to reach that peak of your existence through the NWO, that's when Most High gonna Joel's to your ass, man. All right. Okay, go ahead, bro.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 14, verse 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And the reason I brought that out because it's saying that when he do it good, he do it unwillingly.
Yeah.
Well, one good thing this devil did unwillingly was brought out the internet.
Yeah.
David Rockefeller said it was the worst thing they could have done is brought out the internet. Well, he did it unwillingly, in a sense, because it wasn't up to him. Ultimately, it was Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, because that devil knew that they was going to be getting exposed on this type of level across the four winds of the earth off of this internet. They would have done that shit. That's why he made the statement.
That's a strong point. And keeping the Bibles on shelves.
Yeah, all that would have been gone. Yeah. They would have been locked up right there, and that whatever they got, that temple or that whatever they keeping all the documents and the scrolls. They would have had it all locked up in there, man. So that was just the point I want to bring out. That's about the only thing to consider a good thing that come out of the devil, man. Which wasn't a good thing on his part, it was a good one.
It's the book of Psalms, Psalm 7, verse 14. Behold, we travailed with iniquity and have conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood.
Because iniquity goes back to inequity, man. So when you go through the world traveling with inequity, man. All right, you don't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments and implement them in these other countries, man. All right.
The same verse in NLT says, "The wicked conceive evil; they are pregnant with trouble and give birth to lies."
Yeah.
So this back of Lamar's point, verse 15. He made a pit, it digged it, and it's fallen into the ditch which he made.
Because part of that pit is the creation of those nuclear missiles, man. It's part of because the very thing that you created that you don't want any other country to have, but it's the very thing that's going to destroy you, man.
That's the physical manifestation.
That goes back to the agreement because he got all the nuclear capabilities, because he want all the power. So them nuclear missiles, like the boy saying, eventually it's gonna be their destruction, man.
Like you said, that's the physical manifestation of it. It starts off what? Spiritual. Through the mouth of the holy prophets, condemning this place, find out who Esau Edom really is, bringing forth his agendas and everything. Everything like this coming out to the light. Everybody know about the so-called secret societies, the shadow government nowadays. Link with the Holy Scriptures, go to about the secret council of the wicked. We can pinpoint that through the Spirit.
Because what we used to say 15 years ago, that was common knowledge. It was so profound and had people turn their heads like, what in the world are you talking about? Now it's common knowledge. Now you see Jake at Walmart with fridges.
Right.
At
the gym.
At the gym with fridges.
Well, women shooting at the gym.
Yeah, man. So now that's man, the knowledge itself ruins your mystique.
Right.
The knowledge of who we are, who you are, it ruins your mystique.
And this is you got something? Okay. A 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Now, what's the spirit of his mouth? You break it down, bro.
Now, hey, Luke, when we get Luke the first chapter, I spake by the mouth.
Got you too, bro. Hosea 12:10. It states, I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
With Jeremiah 3rd chapter, the Lord's going to give pastors according to whose heart? His heart. They're going to feed you with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So through this understanding now, we know who the wicked is according to the Spirit, man. Who's doing all these diabolical works throughout the whole earth right now? Who's everybody pretty much demeaning in the whole way, talking about this is the devil, this is the great Satan.
Right.
Esau Edom, man.
And all y'all watching the prophets, man, y'all taking the lingo. I heard somebody, a YouTube personality today say by default. We say that by default. Or hence, or via.
Yeah, but hey, I hear him say most high. Jake said most high their platforms. They bring, the fact that you bringing out a scripture to cut a black woman, a so-called black woman, on your platform,
Right.
everybody watch the prophets, man.
Or the fact you doing in transit videos.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you doing a walk and talk.
It's
You
hatred,
know
man.
what I'm saying?
The minute you can hear "come,"
Man, I hear that, bro. It's over.
Hey, everybody looking. Go ahead.
I
Bro.
did, Second Thessalonians, can you read it back?
Hey, back in 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
And the spirit of his mouth is the prophets, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to Jeremiah. I had planted men in your kingdom like caterpillars.
Yeah.
And then you go into that word caterpillar, it goes into a certain type of worm. It consumes the leaves of the tree. It destroys. So what the thing that's being destroyed is your image. The thing that's being destroyed is your how can I put this? Your lies. You should have said something.
One, I was thinking since you said that, you always bring that precept out about how he spread like a green bay leaf.
Hey, yeah.
You know?
The Green Bay tree.
Green, it's like a Green Bay tree.
Yeah, but your kingdom is being consumed because the image that you have behind is being consumed.
Yeah.
The eyes, like power that you oppose. And the spirit, because it's not us, it's the spirit, it's consuming that eyes like effect that you have on mankind.
So if you're likened like that Green Bay tree, and if the prophets are likened to that worm, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, the prophets are eating up those leaves off their tree.
Yeah. And then
Destroying the stronghold.
And then once those, that's the word I was looking for, stronghold. And then once those leaves are consumed, then that tree is just bare.
That's right.
And then once the stronghold is consumed, you see this man for who he is.
That's right, bro. Naked.
Naked, yeah.
this is how he self-proclaimed being white, which goes into pure.
Right.
You know, he painted himself as this wholesome, you know what I'm saying, person who was always concerned about society and the growth of America. You know what I'm saying? That shit was all good back then. You know what I'm saying? Because even when he was saying these things, what he was doing to Jake, lynching Jake, you know what I'm saying, burning Jake, raping Jake women. But, you know what I'm saying, all in the name of, you know what I'm saying,
Jesus.
America and Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You know, and righteousness. You know, but now, you know, it's being revealed, man, that you just the snake that you are, man.
And that's a strong point. Like, how you so-called Christians go to church and believe in that image when there was an image he was basically coming in the name of, as he was murdering you, raping you, and robbing you, man.
Especially you simple Jakes that still follow Christianity.
Right. That's what I was talking about, man.
But when you look at it, the both years, it makes sense because that's what they did.
But you know, I talked to a Jake from Africa. It was like Christianity was a good thing. He was basically looking past what they did to make them Christians. It was like Christianity was for our people. And there was a nigga from Africa. He was over there, right? A nigga from Africa.
This is Luke chapter 1, verse 7. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all the haters.
Yeah. So it's important how the spirit, you know, how the Lord's going to consume him by the spirit of his prophets. He spake by the mouth of his holy prophets. So that's how Esau is being consumed. Looking over Obadiah, where it says like Esau's going to be searched out in these latter times. He's being found out. He's being found wanting. You know, I'm quoting for you.
And this is John 1:6. There was a man sent from the Most High whose name was John. So the prophets are sent.
And we're agents, man.
That's right.
We're agents. That's how you have an insurance salesman, a payroll salesman. Those are the agents for the company. So we're agents for the business of the Father. We're his agents that he sent out on the highways and the byways. Just how it says we're made proof for Hamashiach's sake, right? You will see somebody dressed in a suit, or like I'm like a clown suit, spinning some damn sign, making an effort to get your attention to go to this damn insurance building.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? That liberty shit.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing, man. We got the sackcloths on, and we yelling, looking like clowns.
Right.
We're really divert. We're bringing your attention to the prophecies, man.
Right.
To the Father's business. We're directing you to our Father's business, man.
It's like what the brother just read how John, he was 6, where it says in 1 Corinthians how the apostle was sent forth last. He goes to where apostle, he goes into the 6th forth. You know?
You got one for you, bro. Link up what you brought out earlier. Book you in, this is the book of Luke, chapter 12, starting at verse 2 in the NET. Nothing is hidden that will not be revealed, and nothing is secret that will not be made known.
That's how these so-called secret societies, they had their power of the so-called Illuminati because of their secrecy. It what kept them in power for so long. I think there was Woodrow Wilson. He stated how they were so just quiet and shadowed that anybody that spoke against them, they're gonna receive some type of judgment. Roughly paraphrasing, man, because it was known as the shadow government. It was like untouchable at that time frame. And now through the gift of the Holy Spirit, they're getting pointed out in these latter times. But what happens at the movie? The end. The truth comes out.
Always.
So how much more the movie of how about Shimon shot? Everything's coming out to the open. Everything's coming out to the light. Like Esau Edom's being revealed.
Right. Verse 3. So then, whatever you have said in dark will be heard in the light, and what you have whispered in private rooms will be proclaimed from the housetops.
And even your secret councils.
Yep.
Because you have people that was a part of your sect. They broke loose and became whistleblowers.
That's right.
And there was a part of those secret meetings. They went to those secret parties, man. And then it's a deflection. Then it's a deflection from what y'all got going on, man. He low tier, man.
Like they go like that.
He's a throwaway weapon, man. He's a pawn. On a chessboard, man. The pawns out first and they get destroyed. The word, go ahead, bro.
I was there. It's the scene on 18, brother. On scene 18, they had this like a port, and they already got their plan together. But they had this big explosion to go on somewhere else to draw the enemies over there. And the whole time they had a whole other scheme going on.
That's a sleight of hands.
Yep.
That's how Esau operates throughout this earth, man. And that's what he's doing with like the brothers been bringing out with his technocracy. Right now he's fooling these American sheeple. Okay, let's give them let's do the child support law.
Yeah.
Let's set up within America, they're only gonna recognize 2 genders, male and female. And so the American people are for it because they tired of what Joe Biden, his administration did. So they for this so-called new way of system, So what he's doing behind closed doors, really he's doing in the open now. He's setting up a technocracy in front of everybody. Yeah. And that's going to be leading to your whole demise as you so-called Americans.
Fascism.
Yeah, fascism.
One of the biggest distractions is the border. That's big time.
Yeah. The mass deportations.
Yeah.
So therefore you can get more jobs to be open now.
Yeah.
Brother can look that word up red herring.
I got equipment just to back y'all up. Hey, this is Psalm 60.7. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Truth. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall on themselves.
Yeah, your insiders, man.
That's right.
Who were once inside your division or sect. Then they became whistleblowers, man.
They're spilling the beans.
Mm-hmm.
And who would have thought that so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans will have the inside scoop on their real oppressors?
Right.
Because they started with Rabbi Abba Memphis, man.
That's right.
Elder Yaiqua, King Masha, High Priest Ariyah. They came out here with this in the 70s, man. So that was never part of the blueprint. But the NWO, the Jacob would wake up and curse them out from the plantation, man.
All that see them shall flee away.
This is Psalm 64, starting at verse 1. Hear my voice, O power. In my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of evil, from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
And that secret counsel is leading into the New World Order, man. All that shit goes, all roads into the New World Order.
Crazy thing about it, they're not even being so secret nowadays. Like Esau properly boasting blatantly out there to the forefront what they're going to do.
But what they going to do? These people are so down, they're not going to do nothing. Out there in California, them niggas should be going crazy out there.
Niggas around, man. They locked in.
And that shit still burning out there.
So it's going to be interesting how the Lord's going to set up a certain spirit for these American sheeple when them actually, come out of this gross darkness.
That's right.
And start, fulfilling the prophecy about sedition among men.
That mean they gotta get starved out.
Yeah.
They gonna have to get starved out, bro.
Burning the houses ain't doing it.
Yeah. It's gonna have to. The store shelves gotta get empty.
And if I can say this, according to the news, they finna take it to another phase. On the news, they were saying that they finna get a lot of rain. So with all the rain is coming, all the fires and stuff done burnt all the structure of the grass and stuff, the whole stability of the ground. So it's gonna be a lot of mudslides.
It's gonna be a clear mudslide.
Yeah.
It's a living down LA.
When it rain and pour.
So for this nigga to create $500 billion for an operation, Stargate, going to the artificial intelligence, but at the same time, you're giving these Californians that have their houses on fire $770.
$700.
Like,
Wow,
that's a slap in front of you American faces, man.
And I love. Go ahead, bro.
And Trump said he wasn't gonna do nothing about it because your boy should have had that irrigation as far as keeping the wilderness wet, man. Keeping it moist. They do that in Australia, man.
I'm so lucid, man. Hey, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, we coming with a LA 2.0.
Yeah,
Draconian, man. It's Draconian
LA
measures,
2.0.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword, and who bend their bow to shoot their arrows.
Policies.
Draconian
Yeah,
measures.
them draconian measures, man. Your policies, man. Look what they doing to Issachar, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Issachar was here first, California, Arizona, Texas, and you're deporting them. Right? You're the one that came in and drove them out and made them leave and attempted to kill off all their food supply.
While you American shivers, clap your hands like a seal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, it's going to lead to your demise. These concentration camps, things he's setting forth, like this whole agenda that he's doing right now, he's signing these draconian executive orders, it's ultimately going to lead to you slaves in America be soon enslaved.
And it's 100 of them. This nigga got 100 shots, man.
I don't know if y'all seen that movie Idiocracy. I forgot somebody put me on it, but I saw the movie, and it basically was a satire of really America. And in Idiocracy, he fast forward to the future, and it was a society ran by idiots. But because the poor and the ignorant kept reproducing with each other, and the smart people died out, everybody was dumbed down, including the president. And it was just a degenerate ran society. But in the movie, the store Costco was big as hell. So it's basically saying the corporations ran everything. So in the movie Idiocracy, Costco was big as hell inside of the movie, showing you going back to the technocracy. Really, in an NWO, corporations are going to be like the new plantations, man. So that's the blueprint. So all these big faces all these big names that we know that create AI, they create this big pill. All right, these are basically the new plantation owners, because now it's going to be a technocracy, man.
Inside your smart city.
Big pill. Yeah. So right.
Who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows.
Because it really, man, your legislation, your policy is really destroying the American people, man. Your policies is oppressing the American people. That is actually what's that going into. I'm sorry.
They really, they aiming for Jake, but really, it's affecting these other nations as well.
But yeah, like that part in California, I think it's called Altadena. Hey, Jay can't afford to go back there, man. It's over for Jay. But you tipped off the fucking celebrities. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Had them to get their possessions up out of there. Why? Because of Maui. Because remember, in Maui, those houses stayed erected. But when it came to California, to make it more believable, let's target them too.
I think it was Altadena and Pasadena.
Yeah.
That's why predominantly Jake, So the Pacific Palisades, and what these so-called, rich elites, they stayed there. Yeah. Like you stated, they had the tip. I guess wherever the time frame they gave them, it was out of there, man.
And even in the midst of all that, they had ICE running up and grabbing the people in the midst of all the chaos. Yeah. Got the definition for herring in the etymology online.
Red herring.
Rick's like red herring. Something used to divert attention from the basic issue. Earlier, it simply meant a false lead.
So this is it goes out of slave hands, right? Where they direct your attention to this to get your attention off their true agenda.
Right.
Like in a suspense movie, right? The director would purposely have you thinking that the killer might be this character, when the whole time it was that character.
Right.
So it's like the plot thickens, so to speak. So we get a lot of red herrings from the elites because they have you thinking like Diddy is the problem,
Right.
but really he's making a move over here to get your attention over, you know.
Can I give it to you in Google also?
Come, bro.
This is red herring in Google. A clue or a piece of information that is or is intended to be misleading or distracting.
Yep. And it's intended to be misleading or distracting, man. Branded services. That's why you had the book 1984. One day the problem was Russia. The next day the problem was Ukraine. One day the war is ending. The next day the war is beginning. But it was set up to confuse the masses, man. And it's something but confusion in your phone, man. Social media, it is set up to distract you, man.
So now you see all these, these things going on within America. You're not hearing anything about these sleeper cells anymore. Or the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? It's New Orleans. So what he's actually doing behind closed doors. But everybody's eyes be pinpointed right here. But meanwhile, like you said, the state of hands, he's doing something right here, or multiple things right here.
Having a crafty counsel somewhere.
Because even some of these niggas that we look at on these YouTube platforms, they could be plugged in.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, even some of these, they act like regular niggas, but we all looking at Charles White. We all looked at Kevin Samuels, like 19. Like, you just never know, man.
And you can't have that type of platform and not be plugged.
Yeah, right. You know, black culture ain't shit.
And that's why they say like he should think that he is the Most High. But what the Most High has, or what can he do? Or he do? He controls both on the right hand side and the left hand side. Esau has a thing called what? Control opposition. He controls both spirituals. And you think this is the good guy, and really, ultimately, they're doing it both biddies and elites at the same time.
Like two rap niggas beefing under the same record label. But what do they do? It brings in more sales.
That's right. To the record label.
Yup, to the record label, man. The T.I. all that weird ass shit, man.
It's like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
They're still working for doing the interests of the elites at the end of the day.
Even better word, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Because, hey, you know what? Because ultimately, man, these policies going to lead you to your death or a concentration camp. And that's bitter.
So,
Hey, Baya actually put me on to this, Elder Baya. Hey, check out this show. It's on YouTube. It's a video called Beyond the Great Reset. It's like a 3D automated type of video. It just goes into like the science is coming forth to America, Like, it shows you like when all hell broke down in this American system, what they had set up, concentration camps.
And they use the plague to get you there.
Yeah, they use the plane to get you there,
They brought the transportation for you.
And you never left.
You had drones set up, they brought you your packages.
You had a universal basic income.
They give you an option to move up if you want to take an experimental whatever.
Yeah.
If you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't.
Right. And it shows you how you did the same things every single day. You had a camera inside your one bedroom apartment and everything. Yeah, that is a very sobering actually show. But guess what? This is the time frame we're going into. Reality.
And
This is reality.
You read the book and watch the movie 1984 with George Orwell. The TVs, they watch you through the TV. Like you had a TV in your room, but they gave you the commandments for the TV. But this book was written 1943. You didn't even have TVs in the house in 1943.
So on that show, I just just recommended Beyond the Great Reset. So he had like a version of Netflix. So he was inside his apartment. So he was trying to watch Godfather. They took it off the air due to, I guess, censorship about Italians. He also tried to watch 1984. They said it never existed.
So did it.
Hey, what's another one? Like, because they got cursed out from the TV. And you have something called the thought police. I think the hoppers be here. Yeah, the thought police. If you had a thought against the government and the police came to your house, and if your child belonged to the government, right? So if you was talking bad about the government, your child was already indoctrinated with the school system. The child will tell on you, man. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
but they started there when we was in school with the child abuse.
Yeah.
If your parents is doing such and such, you report your parents. You know, or you go.
And suddenly do they shoot at him, and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Right. And that evil matter is what? The attainment of the New World Order, man. That's that evil matter.
They commune of lying snares privately. They say
Your secret meetings, okay, your secret setups. Because at the end of the day, the goal is the attainment of the New World Order.
they say who shall see them.
Right, who shall see us? But you know what? They count out the prophets and the whistleblowers, man.
Go on back with Elder Squad was talking about. That was their biggest game changer, man. Was their secrecy.
Yeah.
You know, not nobody know what the hell going on. You just know different laws and different orders or whatever brought to the forefront. But you just thinking it was just a state thing or your city thing. But when it was the elites, you know what I'm saying, having their little crafty council and secrets.
And you look up like New World Order quotes. I'm talking about these people go back for ages. Talking about these group, secluded men that want, run the world. And I'm talking about all type of quotes going into the so-called elites, man.
Hey, but it goes back to the Tower of Babel. You know, there was always people that had an enterprise amongst themselves, a conspiracy amongst themselves. The join is one, and really go against the Most High.
Yeah.
So
Be
that,
immortal.
so it's like a digital, Tower of Babel that's forming.
Because there was always a group of people that had the dark science.
And that transhumanism is their so-called form or attempt to receive everlasting life. Because ultimately, they want that birthright. All of this goes back to that birthright.
What's that book? Apostle Paul is bring out? Illuminated Plan.
Master Plan, Illuminated Rock Side.
Yeah. In that book, it goes into how they want their birthright. So they know exactly who we are.
Yeah, it's an interview.
Yeah, okay, it's an interview. Yeah. So it's a vast majority of our people don't know who they are.
That's why we have sin culture. Why is being a YN so important now? Why? Yeah. Why is it so appealing? Why is being a horror, Israelite horror, so popular? Why is out for one another so popular? Why is the best music has the worst content and the best beat?
Judah 5:20. Because Esau's a carnal man that has a spiritual game plan to stop the spiritual people, man. Sin is our kryptonite.
And speaking of spirit, why is there so much processed food laden with chemicals in the hood? This man wants to keep you culturally disconnected from the Most High through sin culture and spiritually disconnected. Because everything he push is on a low vibration. So why is there nothing pertaining to a high vibration when it comes to the Israelites?
And then the power of the Most High is so strong and beautiful. Most of us had fucked up guys, and he was still able to resurrect us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From the congregation of the dead, man.
That's right.
That's divine intervention.
Now, that's divine intervention.
And it's a war of frequencies and vibrations too. You know?
This Psalm 64, verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of lying snares privately.
That's what they do. That's all they do. They commune of lying snares secretly, man. Hey, vote for this person. Vote for that person. But both parties leading you directly to the New World Order, man. Go to church. But that further separates you from the Habashim Shah. Go to your school system. But that don't even tell you your true identity, man. All these are snares, man.
It's pits.
It's fucking pits.
And then, I don't know about you brothers, but when I was in school, I felt like I was in prison.
Right.
If I went in class with a brother I knew, I feel like I was in prison, man.
I used to go in there daydream and
What?
church, man.
Me too,
I used
man.
to think I was fucking evil because I couldn't get it.
Nah, man.
That's why I skipped so much.
Hey, because we was in prison. Even now, if you got an Israelite son, he in prison.
Yeah.
Now, look, by the time he in third grade, man, he really started getting mentally oppressed because they basically broke it down, man. By the time an Israelite is in third grade, he's basically brilliant up until the point of third grade, man. It just goes against his way of thinking.
It's a form of conditioning.
I've seen a little boy, 5 years old, not even in public school yet, and I'm watching his words move. Like, he reading like that. By the time the Jace get third grade, it's really a form of oppression.
The blueprint is very similar for schools and prisons, man. You know, they got the doors, you know what I'm saying? You got the bell, single file line, you know, you got your little lunch tray, same tray they got in the school, the same tray. Yeah. You get your little recess, you know.
They say, who shall see them?
Job 24:1. Why said times are not hidden from the Almighty? Do they not know? Do they know him not see his days? So the Lord, he's seeing everything what he saw Edom was really doing. Linking over with Ecclesiasticus where it says, "On the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun." So they be holding all the things that's going on right now, what they're doing. They're reporting back into the throne of Yahweh Shai.
And the scripture says there'll be spirits created for vengeance. Part of those spirits being created for vengeance, the Most High put it on the spirit of those insiders that turn against their own, man. You know?
And then you tell it to the prophets.
Because why would you, I'm sorry, bro, why would you, one for one, turn against your organization, and two, write a book about it, knowing it's going to take your life away?
Because that prophecy had to be fulfilled in Psalm 64 chapter.
Yep.
That's how you know this is all the Roman Empire being born again. This is a reflection of the Roman Empire. Those different Caesars, they was conflicting like that.
Yeah.
So that's no new thing under the sun.
A lot of kingdoms fall from within. A lot of kingdoms, they might have been the baddest kingdom on the planet, but they'll fall from internal affairs. There'll be two brothers, one that off the other brother over the kingdom. Yeah. House divided should not stand.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent
They
search.
have scientists, going to these neighborhoods, just doing research and things of that nature, and then they get the data back and they give you a paper with the statistics of all the evil matters that they went into, man. The census and all of that shit, man. Like, these people are deep.
The gangsters with the South.
Right.
Those are the real gangsters.
It's even dealing with psychology. They have a thing called behavior modification, and basically it just changes your whole thought process and things of that nature. But what they do is they'll keep people, dumbed down, or they'll give you all these psychotropic medications, but at the end of the day, it's just to dumb you down and shit.
The Eliashimai broke it down, man. They diagnosed your son with ADHD. And then they give him what? Ritalin. Right. And that's the beginning of demonizing and zombifying a Jacob. Because when you're a baby, when you're 5 years old, your mama already feeding you McDonald's. And then all this candy, yellow 5, yellow 6, red 40, blue this, and now they come out and say like yellow 5 is calcium colony. You gotta ask yourself, this food that you're feeding your sons and daughters, where in the earth does it grow? So where is it? If it doesn't grow from the earth, what the fuck is it? So you're feeding your child horrible poisons, and then they on this TikTok thing, all right? So hey, look, man. Hey, by the time these are little zombie babies, and then they told you being a man of your household was toxic, and they replaced that man with NBA Youngboy. So NBA Youngboy is a lot of you young niggas' fathers, man. But he's a puppet leader. Just how any other leader in the planet is a puppet leader by the elites, man.
Rob Schneider, the actor, he started calling out the government on a lot of these different, I think his son has Down syndrome or something, man. Not Down syndrome, ADHD, yeah.
Yeah.
And he started calling the government out on all this stuff, man, when it comes to the food and everything. They blackball the shit out of him. He used to be in a lot of movies, man. He ain't in shit no more.
Hey, because if you look up the autism rate from the 1980s to now, that shit skyrocketed about 1,000%. My brother will have to look it up. But the autism rate in the 80s versus now, he said those.
Yeah, because there used to be 1 out of every 6 boys, male child, will get it from those so-called vaccinations that you have to, in order to go to school.
And the way we know it's fucking true, look at the rates with the Amish. Look at the rates with the Amish. and look at their autism rate versus our autism rate. Because they don't get vaccines. So, yeah, we gotta wait. They don't take out the. We got fucking. But even in Europe, they have their own other security, and them babies fat. You don't need these. It's somewhere in Europe, but they got because it originated in Europe, bro. The Dutch, they came to America was like, nah, we're not changing. That's what the other stuff comes from quick. But they have babies, they have fat, healthy babies. Like, show me an vaccine in the wild, man.
You get 4 and 5 in one goddamn time.
Hey, but you know what? That's why the scripture says, and she that is our enemy. Because Eve never says no to the government. It's just a league between Eve and Esau. When it comes to the vaccines, when it comes to the diet, that bullshit you get off that wick, all right? When it comes to, because a woman is an umbilical cord. When you're in your mother's womb, she's feeding you through the umbilical cord. All right? But then when you leave the womb, she's still the umbilical cord because she's in control of what you consume. You consume with your eyes, your ears, your mouth. She's the umbilical cord. So, but we're the judge. We determine what she feeds the child. But if you take us out the picture, then the new judge is Esau. So now she's feeding your child Esau. She's feeding your child whatever Esau gave her, man. Now look at our people, man. A YN. What the fuck is a YN? Oh, a Glorilla. Like, that's the best you can get. A Glorilla?
Sexy red.
A sexy red, little lusty, stinking.
STD.
And she brags about it.
Yeah.
I'd be ashamed of that shit.
Well, that's the thing. They find her bold because she speaks like that. They like that prideful thing, man.
Yep.
You know, that's nothing but something that's solely celebrated in America, which is pride.
But hey, the scripture says, and another word for that is shameless. The scripture says a shameless woman should be counted as a dog. But who engineered you to be like that, openly like that? Esau, man. That's why, hey, we're ready for the 2/3 of our people to die, man. Because I want to see my nation back, and it's gonna come back to the 1/3. And we already know, according to prophecy, we can't save you niggers.
Great purging gotta happen, man.
We're ready for all 5 niggers. We're ready for all 5 purges. I got that hate to don't even say nigger no more, man. But yeah, the hard art. The hard art. But no, let me get back to the spirit. But the point is, man, hey man, we tired of this shit. I'm tired of standing on concrete, man. I'm tired of as soon as the Most High relieve you of one element, another fucking element comes, man.
So back to back like Drake.
Yeah, back to back. God damn, man.
Nigga behavior.
Tired of nigga behavior.
Mindset. You know, like it's really an ideology after being a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But that's well accepted within this society right now.
Hey, you're more respected as a nigga than as a hard-working man. You're more respected as a whore than just an everyday woman.
It's the same people that said what? Hey, instead of give us your house shot, give us Barabbas.
So give us that street nigga.
Give us that street nigga.
Give us that YN on that cross.
Give us Tupac.
How you gonna say you magnified and uplifted 304 because you done softened hope by putting it backwards, but you adopt that shit as it's all good, man. That don't make no sense, man.
But we tired of you, man. But let's get these scriptures.
Go ahead, bro. What you doing? Like
Both the inward thoughts of every one of them and the heart is deep.
and their mindset, because you gotta understand something. Like they get their inspiration from Satan, man. So that's how they so deep. That's how technology is so perfected on the left hand side, because they actually summon left-handed principalities, man.
Because demon means intelligence.
That's right.
And then you got all the knowledge going back to the ancient world.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand the physics and the metaphysics of existence.
How the fuck did a base man like Esau become wiser than that?
We taught you niggas how to talk. Hey, because you have to understand, civilization came from that Hebrew so-called black man. So it tells you that they neigh like a horse. You know how a horse neighs? Joel 30. You know what, Jake? What they won't tell you is Jake was engineering languages. You, me, we. I see this brother. When you look at pictures of the Moors, I see this brother, man. You know?
Sure.
Yeah. We gave. This the brother that. This brother gifted him with some concubines. He was checking out like Shaddai, maybe, you know what I'm talking about? But because we're priests, and that's what they don't tell you. We're priests, we're judges, we're prophets. We are the source of civilization, man. We, us. But Esau came into power, and he wants to make son. He's the source of civilization.
Greeks.
We taught you every language, man. We taught you Abba, God, that. We taught you that, man. Prove us wrong. All right?
But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded.
Hey, did not the scripture say this word is sharp and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword? All right?
So they shall make their tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear, and shall declare the works of Yahweh Shah, for they shall wisely consider of his doings. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory.
We're going to see the benefit of having faith. We see it now. That's not good.
Now you made me think about that Baruch.
Hey,
Get it?
Strive City in the building. You know?
Shalom.
Yup.
The Baruch chapter 4. Yeah, this is Baruch 4 and 4. It says, O Israel, happy are we for things that are pleasing to the Most High. Yahweh Shai are made known unto us.
You know what? This truth. This truth. And it starts with an idea. Guess what? This spiritual idea is going to actually manifest on earth.
Because you know what? None of you motherfuckers, you watch some of you do a podcast, right? You 19 keys and all that. A lot of y'all make good points. But it's the problem. You can't forge an empire in another nigga's empire.
Nah.
You can't forge. And a lot of you guys do have brilliant minds. I speak individually. A lot of you guys are like kind of brilliant to me, right? Kind of smart. I put it that way. But you can't forge an empire in another man's empire.
And there's no such thing as so-called real people.
No.
There's no such thing. How do we know? We got examples like Will Smith, Kevin Gates, and all of that. Because according to them, the goal is to make over 100-some thousand. Then you have the better options. But wait a minute. You have multi-millionaires still can't even control their fucking household. So the real alpha males are who? The prophets.
And you know what? Now, let me say this right quick. Really, we're like alphas in theory. Because our mind is alpha, because this truth put us back in that regal state, but we can't manifest it.
Right.
We still got to go clock in for this devil.
But I'm going to say this, that alpha really, that's a mindset.
Yeah.
It's like what you got, what you have, that don't mean shit. Your character defines you.
Your principles,
Your principles, your morals. But it goes back to your mindset, your integrity, man. Not about your fucking possessions.
And it's part of healing too.
Yeah.
It's know that.
No, I was just going to say, not to correct you, hey man, they take what we teach and they capitalize on it. Because that's all they do.
Yeah.
They get that all from the prophets.
Yeah.
Everything that the elders, you brothers just said, man, the apostles, they take it in that. We would be rich if we use the house of the Lord for a house of merchandise, man. But that's wicked. They just they do have a certain mindset. They recognize that this is the truth.
Yeah.
But they still wicked because they don't enter into it, man.
Some of the people that have a podcast.
Yeah, different podcasters.
Yeah. It's everything they say is relics, it's elements they got from the truth. With their twist on it.
Nigga twist.
Even when it comes to women and all of the reason why they got that authority, because they got this from the scriptures. But they don't want the idiosyncrasies or the craziness to come looking like us. So they polish it to keep their element to it, man.
It's almost like they use the Revelation 22. They kind of add and taking away from the truth.
Right.
Whatever benefits them, they use it. Anything that'll make them look, like they say we look crazy.
Yeah.
They kind of stray away from it.
Right.
Like Fresh and Fit podcast, they brought out recently Isaiah the 4th chapter. About 7 women shall cleave into one man.
And nigga, you a camel nigga.
Hey,
So what you doing quoting the scripture?
and that's nice and all, but what are you teaching people about far as salvation to even get to that point? You know, like you said, they polish it. If I can get this scripture real
You got it, bro.
so lucky.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10. It says, "Which say to the seers, see
to the prophets prophesy not unto the right things, speak unto the smooth things, prophesy.
If I can say something, because what we preach goes against the system.
Yep.
But what they need, basically, they need, for example, so what we teach goes against the system, but they can't get paid off it.
That's right.
If Fresh Fit, I mean, so we came on what's going to happen? They're not going to get paid. They're going to get unemployed.
But you got to take it home outside. You got the full truth. It's the hey, you know.
Who is spoken on white man is, talking about the black is supposed to be on the rule and things of that nature. So it's not beneficial to them to do that.
So some of that roster, you got to be out the matrix.
Right?
You got to be off the grid. You got to be unplugged, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, verse 11.
Special guest. They from Mobile, bro. Look.
But this is Isaiah 30 and 11. It says, "Get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us." Which they just don't want to hear you. How about Shemi outside? That's it, man.
That's real talk, man. All right, because this truth has zero appeal to it.
Right.
This truth has 0% appeal to it, man. It's only meant for a certain group of people, man. All right, and the scripture says, "Cast thy bread upon the waters, and thou shalt receive in return many days hence." So the apostles through the Spirit, they cast the bread upon the waters. Now, us coming out as camps, just looking at the return of your investment, man. You know, but it took a minute. It didn't happen overnight. All right, go ahead.
This 2 Timothy chapter 4, starting at verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
Because even when you find out you're an Israelite, then you become selective as to who you're going to follow that appeals to you. I can grow my dreadlocks over here. I can have a fresh line over here. Or I can have a wedding and a marriage over here. You know, I could appeal to the woman over here. And I believe, the more poor you are, the more you're into your house side, the less a woman can't be around this thing, man. That woman energy don't mix with your house side, man. Yeah. It's not because I'm angry Israelite. It is a house side said we're soldiers. Soldiers being solitary, you know.
And they shall turn away their ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth. It shall be turned unto fables.
They took fables. One of those ways, you allow your doctrine to get saturated with lies. Because when you have these organizations, you get the 501c3 tax exempt, but it comes with stipulations. And then when you get those stipulations, that includes you got to take out the name, and you can't talk about Esau like that. You can't. It's certain things you can't bring up. Yeah, homosexuality is certain, like TD Jakes, man. Because even when I was back in the church, man, I even said like those real preachers, they knew that there was going to be a MOTB. Mm-hmm. They knew that in the last days, everybody's going to be on the alphabet game. What happened to where they don't talk about it now? You know?
They were swallowed.
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, because this truth is off the grid. If you ain't ready to be off the grid in a pilgrim, literally, some of us will have a gun to our hand, man. And we got to pray to you, how about you try to constantly be in that spirit to be ready to die for this thing, man. You know, we might giggle and laugh a little bit, but that's why we don't get along with a lot of camps, man. We're not here for that cultural Israelite stuff, man. We're not here for that, Israelite family thing, man.
We'll get along in the kingdom.
We'll get along in the kingdom, man. Because you can't wake up to the matrix and be halfway joined to the matrix. The Most High woke you up from the matrix to condemn the matrix. All right?
This is Ecclesiastes 7:29. Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions.
And part of the invention is really plugging into the oppressor that you condemn. We don't need no paperwork, man. And it's not to just constantly bring out certain names, but that's part of our about sovereignty and that ruling class mindset we have is like, nigga, we don't need you for confirmation.
Hey, well, Yahweh only need the Pharisees and the Sadducees for fucking confirmation, man.
Yeah,
I didn't deal with them niggas.
you know, we don't need to go to your colleges and get your degree. All right, that vexed my spirit when a nigga say he educated, meaning a so-called white man gave him his enlightenment. That vexed my spirit, man. All right. Nobody used to say something?
I want to bring this up because, man, when it comes to the truth, man, at the end of the day, you are the in or you're out, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no in between, man. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 10, starting at verse 8. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which setteth upon the sea and upon the earth.
Let's say, bro.
Good. Verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
Hey, in the bitter parts of this truth, man, it sober your mind up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like knowing, concentration camp coming, knowing doors gonna get kicked down, knowing that we gonna be publicly persecuted, knowing your family gonna be in survival mode and betray your ass.
Lose all your comforts.
Use all your comforts, knowing it's gonna be a queen and slim bounty on your head. You don't think it's gonna be a queen and slim bounty on your head?
Right.
When I saw that, I'm sorry if you didn't see it, bro. Movie spoiler. But if you didn't see that part, it did something to my spirit, man. I'm like, that's gonna be us.
It's already happening now to these illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
You know, the bounty hunting game,
Yeah.
programs. So how much more the Lord's precious jewels in that day, man? You know it's coming, man.
Yep.
Feel it.
Yeah. It's all good too.
Verse 10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey.
That's why you gotta count the cost before you get up in here, man. Because you're that building, actually, that you're actually trying to build, man. And with that being said, you gotta take the good with the bad. In order to get to the kingdom, man, you gotta go through something, right? Hey, get second issue at 7 o'clock.
Hey, remember that nigga Big Ross song? First you gotta be initiated. Something like that. And in the reality of this truth, hey, because when you first hear this truth, I'm an Israelite, you know.
Hard body.
Yeah, the Messiah, the so-called black man, I knew it. And you actually hear somebody break it down. You might have heard your uncle say it, but the apostles breaking it down, that's the sweetness.
Yeah.
Then you start losing your job, you lose your woman, you have to face your inner demons, things of that nature.
Or you get straight up, get your ass kicked by demons at night. That's the bitterness.
We're seeing streaks and shit.
Yeah.
What is it? Patience, working experience.
That's right.
Yup.
Your favorite, one of your old favorite scriptures, that Romans 5.
Oh yeah, God. Hey, like you said, it is constant bitterness. It's constant affliction. You might have little spurts of a break, but then the Most High dip your head back in that deep water again.
But according to her, Hebrews, forgot the book, but it's the sufferings what it actually purifies us.
It does.
So yeah, when we go through something, the Most High is actually purifying us.
It's a refining process.
It's a refining. It's an ongoing refining
It's an
process.
ongoing refining process.
And we get chastised. Look at how long it he has and scored every son whom he received.
And that probably makes you disconnect from the world too.
Because when you get a little bastard son, right, from the streets, let's say you get custody of your son, right? When you get that little nigga, he's wild. He's the king, that's 2-time little custodial son. King. Just imagine you get a 12-year-old from Memphis, Jackson, Mississippi, right? This little nigga uncivilized. Yeah, in real life. If this son, chastise him. So now we gotta get purged from that 90 state that we're in.
Yeah, they can't handle it. That's why they turn back to Cypher, man. Then they're gonna mix it. You want to go. I don't want to remember nothing. He just want to go back into the world, man.
Because look, most women ain't gonna vibe with you.
Nope.
Because now you give off a different scent. And in the world, you gave off a nigga scent. So the world fuck with you.
Right.
You know? But then you came with your Howard Shah scent.
You're familiar.
It's unfamiliar. Like, I don't know this frequency. I don't know this energy. All right, go ahead.
It's Proverbs 25:4 take away the dross from the silver, and then dross goes to those unnecessary parts.
And the only way you can go through there is basically you have to be chastened. You have to have that purification
You
process.
gotta go through that furnace of affliction.
That fiery trial.
Hey, then you gotta kill your avatar.
Yeah.
You gotta kill your surrogate. You gotta kill your Tyrone.
Yeah.
We all had an alias that we went by in Babylon. We had that huh?
You know what I'm saying? That demon.
Yeah, we had that fresh cut alias, that clean cut. We all got a way about ourselves. Yeah, we shaved out, reaching out our beard, tattooed, tattooed our body up.
Don't treat like a mother.
Adultery. If you stop asking women if they had a man, because not the pussy ain't on the table, you just ask the women, do they have a man? Just they get how a shot frequency.
They turned off already.
They turned off. Why he asked me that?
Yeah.
I had a hotel. Let me stop. Just talking. But the point is, as soon as you move in this world with the Yahweh shot frequency, the world is like, you know?
Yep. So it says, take away the dross from the silver.
The fiery trial will do that.
The dross, those avoided, metal particles. It really is like solid impurity what the Lord's doing, through this refining process. He's seeing things that he doesn't want within us, so we gotta go through that refining process. And what that's doing, that's conforming our image more to the image of Yahweh Shai.
Instead of the image of the world.
That's right.
Something I heard other times the doctor saying a while ago, he was like, if you never got rebuked, the Most High not with you. If you never got corrected, the Most High not with you. So, being in a hot seat with men of Yahweh, that's rebuke, but that's love. Or even just catching hell. If you ain't catching hell, the Most High not with you. And you gotta think about this shit. Why would I want to be elevated in this nigga's kingdom? I don't like it. I don't like us saying fuck the world. That's like spitting on the king's food. You're like, fuck your food. Fuck your dates. Fuck these whores you're offering me.
And even like on the mafia movies, they gotta go through those proven versions in order to be what made the man. So how much of God the Lord's gonna do that to his Christian Jews on this side? So take away the dross for the silver, and there shall go forth a vessel for the finer.
Right. And that vessel is to look like the image of Yahweh Shai.
The analogy. The analogy of the mess it up, brother. But it's the analogy. The Most High is molding an image with some silver. And the analogy was the Most High not so he can see his reflection in the image. The Most High can see himself within you. That's when you're going to stop and get refined. What did it say in the book of John, the 3rd chapter, 1 John 3? That now we are like the Most High. We should be like him. Hey, I'm sorry, bro.
No, go ahead.
Hey, remember Lion King? Remember the prophet Rafiki?
Oh, yeah.
He took silver to that water. And we say, he looked into the water, see the image. He's like, I don't see anything. Well, what do you do? He put his finger in there, and that image came like his father, Mufasa.
Yeah.
So he saw his father as himself.
Yeah. In Psalm 17:15, as for me, I will behold your face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with your likeness. Because when you think about it, Yahweh Shai's express image is Yahweh. So really the ultimate image is to what? To be Yahweh.
So, go ahead, bro. This is John chapter 15, starting verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
And that's really a token. That's really a token, man. If the world don't vibe with you, you done got up on Facebook and you got 3 friends outside the brotherhood. If it's just something about your stitch, the world don't, that's good, man.
Cats call you weird.
Yeah.
Talk about how you eat,
Yeah.
how you move.
And
You don't like to party all the time.
yeah, man.
So their fathers to the prophets.
That's right, boy.
Hey, like the brother said, they always talk about Yahweh Shai. It's just like that dude Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai like them Hamashiach, them Christians, and you can see because they sick and tired of it, man. We became a smoking these people's noses back then, just like we are today, man.
Nobody want to hear the deep dude at the party. Nobody, Nobody want to hear Sharik at that fucking house party.
You know what I'm saying? Man, come on, Sharik.
Yeah.
Come on with that shit. That's
That's 2/3.
Yeah. Embarrassing us. You tell you some pussy, man.
Hey, as a matter of fact, this car that I used to, you know who I'm talking about, that dude, that, he ain't important, but the first thing he said when I had showed him the truth, because he used to come over all the time, he was like, yeah, just don't tell the bitches. That was the first thing that was on his mind, you know? Because of course he was into the idols or whatever. As black as his ass was, he was Issachar, but he was into them damn idols.
And what was Sheree doing at that party? He was talking to them bitches.
Yeah.
Sitting on the cool.
Sitting on the cool.
So, I'm trying to convert the sisters. Verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own, but because ye are not of
And
the
there's
world,
nothing wrong with using the word, you just don't abuse it. You become an addict when you start abusing the word, man. You don't want that.
and the world is addictive, man.
Very much.
The world, and one brother's weakness might be another, might not be the other brother's weakness. But it's elements in that world that'll draw you in that matrix, man.
Women,
Yeah.
traveling, getting money,
Yeah, man.
partying.
Even people you love, like
Yeah.
certain cousins, certain
Yeah.
partners, man. It's just they want you to move this direction because they in love with the old you, but you're not the old you no more.
You hear about certain brothers move to bigger cities, and that lifestyle, suck them in.
Something
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's a brother that's well, he ain't acting like a brother right now. I mean, brothers that had certain dreams of this guy in repentance. But yeah, he does certain actions like that. And of course, brothers might make mention of it because it's out of love. But I mean, hey, the Lord has whatever man's route. But this is 1 Peter 4:4. It says, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot.
Because we're not in the same spirit no more. Right? We're different. Spirit of the world, spirit of the ocean. You have the spirit of the world, you have the spirit of the ocean.
And there has to be a contrast. It has to be it has to be a direct. It can't be a I don't know. It has to be a contrast, man. No gray areas, man. And now that go ahead, bro.
Because if you have the spirit of the world, then you're going to be in